Hey guys, how's it going? So, today's review is going to be on some World Champ tech. The yo-yo I'm reviewing today is the Radius. So this thing has won back-to-back world titles, okay? The last yo-yo to do that was the Speeder, and the last time the Speeder won was 2006. So we are looking at a yo-yo that has been hyped up and prophesized about for 11 years in the making. So, yeah, the Radius. Let's go check it out. Boom. Okay, so the yo-yo itself has a diameter of 55.95, so 56. This day and age, it's basically within the realms of a large yo-yo. It's relatively wide, it's got a width of 43.05 millimeters, but here's the interesting part. Its weight is 63.9 grams. Under 64 grams. Now the scales they use to weigh these things always vary a little bit, so it could even be lighter than 63.9, which is light, even in this day and age. If we take a look at what's inside, it comes stock with a Difio concave bearing and the signature slim pads by C3, so their kind of style. Body is made from 7075 aluminiums, which surprisingly is actually heavier than most aluminiums. So it's stronger but also heavier, which means that there must be like seriously minimal weight on this thing for it to be 63.9 grams, like lower than 64. That's madness. So, how does the two-time 1A world winning yo-yo play? Well, first of all, this thing plays super light. 63.9, it plays like it's 63.9. It is super light. The next thing is smoothness. When I first got this thing, and you know what, I've had this thing for a while now. I had it at ANYC. You know, it kind of was around when I went to Vietnam. Super smooth. Dead smooth. Solid. And this thing kind of brings me to my next point. Because this yo-yo is so smooth, so light, it's actually relatively stable. Now, it's not the most stable yo-yo in the world. I wouldn't go crying to the rooftops that this thing's like dead stable. It's got 110% stability. But if I was to give it a grade on stability, it's there. It's about maybe 90, so it's a bit lacking in stability, but considering its absurdly low weight and smoothness, that isn't common. So this thing is stable for what it is, which kind of makes sense. If you look at Shion Araya, right, you can see that his tricks are crazy fast. He's gonna need a stable yo-yo. To be perfectly honest with you, I thought it would be more stable. Okay, I thought it would have a bit more stability to it than it does, but that's not saying that it's not stable. It definitely can handle the push and the shove. So when I really crank speed up on this thing, boom, it can really kind of just take it. The next thing is its catchability. Now, I'm a big fan of the whole really easy to catch kind of yo-yos, but to be honest with you, I'm not used to swinging around such a rounded looking yo-yo. Now, Shion is clever, or the people who designed Shion's yo-yo are clever, C3 are clever, in the fact that they made this thing kind of kick out a bit. So as that kicks out a bit, it makes the trapeze width kind of larger. So it improves its catchability. So essentially, that should make this yo-yo fast, light, stable, and easy to catch. To be perfectly honest with you though, maybe because I'm not used to this shape, don't find this yo-yo super catchable. In fact, I find it pretty difficult to catch sometimes, but that's kind of weird in the sense that Shion catches this thing, but hey, he's world champion, he's probably 10 times more consistent than I am. So, I would say that this thing isn't very catchable, okay? Now, that's kind of weird coming from, you know, all the yo-yos that C3 has got, you know, just to name a few, the Gamma Crash, the finger spin, even the old school Berserker that I have is really catchable. But this thing has a rounded shape and it's got some catchability elements in there, but I feel as if the rounded kind of shape shouldn't suit a style like Shion's, but hey, I think he likes this yo-yo and he's won world twice with it, so hey, what am I to say about this thing? So if I was to kind of give this thing a rundown, fast, light, stable, relatively stable, slightly difficult to catch, but I think that's a personal thing. One last thing, in terms of its spin time, it's got a moderate spin time. So because of its light nature and its stability, it really makes up for the when a yo-yo is stable, its spin time normally lasts a lot longer because you don't have to spend so much friction on the strings realigning the yo-yo to where you need it to go. But again, I would kind of give it like a 90%. A 90% on spin time. Not the longest spinning yo-yo, but definitely long enough to kind of get through and do all those crazy, you know, hops and stuff that Shion likes to do. So all in all, it's a good yo-yo. And I can see why Shion likes it, but the one thing that's kind of baffling me is the catchability. Now, I don't think that this yo-yo is uncatchable by most means of the light. I just think it is uncatchable in relation to how Shion plays. Now, everything I've said here is a rather substandard review, if I'm gonna be perfectly honest. Like, I'm not raving and craving, I'm just saying that this thing's good, and it's good at what it does, right? Now, you can disagree with every single thing I say, and you can say, you know what, Brandon, this thing has stats of 110% in every single category. Look at Shion Araya. Shion Araya can do all this, this, and this. And that's true, okay? And you can go ahead and disagree with me, but these are just my personal opinions. But one thing I kind of like to push back out onto the table is that very rarely is it the yo-yo that wins the competition, it's the player. And if Shion can catch those crazy tricks with a rounded yo-yo, more power to him. But yeah, those are my thoughts on the Radius. It's light, it's fast, it's relatively stable, sorta hard to catch, and has a pretty good spin time. What more do you want from a competition yo-yo? Is it fun to play with? Not particularly, but hey, what competition yo-yo is. So yeah, any comments, questions, and criticisms, post them down below, and I will see you guys next time.